Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about Bhutan, our neighboring country, is no longer a part of the least developed countries. Now that Bhutan has managed to come out of the criteria that comes under the least developed country. So now Bhutan will no longer be called the least developed country. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news. Then we will know that who are or what is least developed country. Then what is the criteria for a country to be classified as least developed country, or what is the criteria that the countries are called least developed countries. Then how does a country get off the list of the least developed countries? What are the criteria of it? Then how Bhutan managed to get off the least developed country tag from itself. Then what are the advantages of least developed country? So it is not that when a country sheds off its tag of least developed country, then it is very advantageous for it. No, many a times when the country or one country is part of the least developed country or comes under the criteria of the least developed country, then also it has many advantages. In the end, we will be looking into a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2 and 3. From paper 2, it is India and its neighborhood. Paper 3, that is economy, especially the least developed, developing and the developed countries. So let's get started and see the news. And the news has been taken from the Indian Express and it says how Bhutan graduated from the least developed country status. So there are two important words. First, Bhutan as a country, and second, what is least developed country. So before starting, let us look at the location of Bhutan. So Bhutan is a landlocked country, and there is one criteria that Bhutan is very famous for apart from its mountain and scenic beauty, and that is that Bhutan is considered to be a very happy country. Unlike India, which is considered to be a sad country, and India is never performing well on the happiness index. Bhutan, on the other hand, performs very well on the happiness index and is considered to be one of the most happiest country. So Bhutan is a landlocked country, and on its northern part it is surrounded by China, and on its southern part it is surrounded by India. So first let us see that what is happening. So Bhutan on December 13th of this year, that is December 13th 2023, will become the 7th nation to graduate from the United Nations list of least developed countries. So you need to take out few words from this, and that is, first is that United Nations takes out a list of the least developed countries. So this will be a United Nations list of least developed countries, that Bhutan will become the 7th country. It means before Bhutan there are around 6 countries which have already shed off its tag of the least developed nation, and Bhutan will become the 7th one to come out of the criteria or the category of the least developed countries. So United Nations lists 46 countries that qualify as least developed countries. So 46. You need to remember that this is United Nations list, not WTO. I'm again telling you, this is not what is WTO or the World Trade Organization list is, or what is World Trade Organization saying. No, this will be United Nations list of least developed countries. So, and out of these 46 countries, 33 are from Africa, 9 from Asia, 3 from Pacific, and 1 from the Caribbean. So this comprises of 46 countries. So let us first see that what is a least developed country, or why countries are called least developed country. First and foremost, first there is developed countries word, and then there is least. So least means someone or something which is not performing good. As the word itself is telling us that what does this least developed country would mean. So among the developed countries who are performing well on few of the indicators like education, health, nutrition, per capita income, the countries which are performing the least good in it are called the least developed countries. So this was first originated in the late 1960s, and the least developed countries are codified under the United Nations Resolution 2768, which was passed in the year 1971. And there is a developing countries listed by the United Nations, and these developing countries or the least developed countries they exhibit the lowest indicators of socio-economic development. So the countries which are not performing good or well on the socio-economic development are considered to be the least developed countries, because socio-economic, the social or the economic development of a country is considered to be a criteria that we can say that yes, the country is performing really well when it comes to the social criteria and the economic criteria. And economic criteria is what makes up a country overall. And then according to the United Nations, the least developed countries is defined as a country that exhibit the lowest indicators of the socio-economic development. So according to the United Nations, this is the definition of a least developed country, that a country which is performing lowest indicators of the socio-economic development with low levels of income, human capital and economic diversification, high levels of economic vulnerabilities, and also a population that is disproportionately reliant on agriculture, natural resources and primary commodities. So this is the definition of a least developed country according to the United Nations, and there are few very important words that you can also use in your answer writing practice or whenever you are writing essays. Examples like words like socio-economic development, economic vulnerability, disproportionately reliance. So these are very heavy, and these words gives weightage to an answer whenever you are gonna use them. Then what is the criteria for a country to be classified as least developed country? Criteria means what are the points that if a country would cross these points, then the country would be considered as a least developed country. Then it must have a gross national income per capita below the threshold of USD 1230 over a 3-year average. So if a country on a 3-year average, 3 years average means 1 year, 2 year and 3 year, then we will take the average of this 3 year, and if on the average of this 3 year that we are going to take out of any country, then this has to be below 1230 US dollars. So if the country is performing below it when it comes to per capita income, then it will be considered as a least developed country. It means the people of the least developed country, the people who are living within the least developed countries are not able to earn well when it comes to individual levels. Then the country must perform poorly on a composite human assets index based on nutrition, health and education. It means on the overall basis of the societal levels. See, whenever we talk about the health of a nation, then we talk about nutrition, then health, then education. Education forms a very important and a basic nature of how a country would perform or how a country would develop itself in future. So if a country is not performing well on these assets also, then it will be considered as a least developed country. Then the country must demonstrate economic vulnerability, such as being prone to natural disasters and possessing structural economic constraints. See, natural disasters are something which if a country is exposed to, then the natural disasters have the capacity to actually destroy a country completely. We recently saw what has happened in Turkey, or what the Turkey and few part of Syria has been going through. So Turkey has almost been devastated, and there has been thousands of casualties which has taken place in Turkey. So the country would need years to come out of this kind of natural disaster. Then the countries must meet a selection from all 3 criteria simultaneously and are reviewed on a 3-year basis by the United Nations. So these are the 3 points which a country has to perform well if that country needs to come out of the least developed country, or these are the 3 points which if a country is included in this and comes under these points, then that country will be considered as a least developed country. First is gross national income per capita, then second is the human asset index, nutrition, health and education, and third is the economic vulnerability. Then comes that how does a country get off the LDC list, or how a country can come out of the least developed countries list. Then there are three areas stated before, namely income, human assets, and economic vulnerability. So the last slide that we discussed the three criteria, that was per capita income, human assets, and then economic vulnerability. First and foremost, a country has to perform well on these three aspects and needs to improve on these three aspects. Then only a country can come out of the category of the least developed countries. And apart from this, a nation must have a gross national income per capita of at least USD 1242 for 2 consecutive triennial reviews in order to meet the income requirement. So if the per capita income or an individual on individual basis is earning more than 1242 US dollars, then only the country or the people of that country and the country as a whole can come out of the criteria or the list of the least developed countries list. Then the level of income can be sustained over the long term. This is also one of the criteria, that it is not that for just 1 year the people or the country is earning well, but the country needs to show to the United Nations that yes, the country has the respective economic and the social conditions that over a long period of time the people can earn well and the country can sustain that income for a long period of time, or that increased income for a long period of time. Then improved its ability to withstand external economic shocks like natural catastrophes. Because as I've told you, because natural catastrophes like earthquakes, cyclone, landslides, prolonged drought, and then prolonged floods has the capability and the capacity to actually destroy a country and demolish a country. So a country needs to have that much of resources for itself, that if any kind of natural disaster come, then the country would be able to protect itself from all these natural disasters. Then diversifying the economy, investing in infrastructure and raising the standard of institutions and governance. See, diversifying the economy is very important, as the one of the examples can be even though Saudi Arabia is not a least developed country, but what is Saudi Arabia doing at present? It is trying to reform its economy so that they won't be totally dependent on oil. They are reforming their economy so that they can invest in other sectors also, and their income can come from other sectors also. Then infrastructure is one of the major portions where a country needs to invest, so it needs to perform well. And for a development of a country, the infrastructure development is one of the most or prime aspects that a country needs to work on. Then the standard of institution and governance, because governance is the key to for a good government, and government is what makes a country or breaks a country. So these are the points on which, if a country performs well, then they can come out of the least developed countries list. Then comes that how Bhutan get off the least developed country list, or what has Bhutan done over the years that it was able to come out of the least developed countries list, or was able to shed its least developed country tag. Then Bhutan was included in the first group of LDC in 1971. Then it first fulfilled requirements for graduation in 2015 and then again in 2018. So since the year 2015, Bhutan has been trying to get out of the list of the least developed country. Then Bhutan's economy increased more than 8 times in the last 20 years. That is USD 300 million in 2000 and USD 2.53 billion in 2017. It means Bhutan has worked really well on its fundamentals and has been able to come out of the least developed countries tag, because its economy has been performing exceptionally well. Because 8 times, if the economy has increased of any country 8 times, it means the country is doing really well. Then the percentage of people living in poverty decreased from 17.8% in 2003 to 1.5% in 2017. So this is also an aspect where the country as a whole has performed really well and has come out with reforms that has worked in favor of people. Because if the number of people who are living in poverty decreases in our country, it means the country, the policies, the government and the reforms in that country is performing really well and is able to reach the last section of the society also. So this can be a very good point and can also be a case study for other countries also, that how can they perform the same as Bhutan has done in its own country. Then the percentage of people living below the national poverty line has also decreased from 23.2% in 2007 to 8.2% in 2017. So what is overall criteria that you can see, or what is the overall agenda you can come out from both these points? That is, the reforms in the country has performed really well, and the implementation part of the policies has been really good. Because if the implementation won't be good, then the projects or the incentives won't reach the last section of the society. So if the poverty and the standard of living of a country is improving, it means that the advantages or the incentives of the policies and the reforms are also reaching the last section of the society. Then few of the aspects or few of the you can say the criteria or few of the aspects where the country has performed really well, and that is, first is hydropower export. So hydropower export that Bhutan has done, has given to other countries, has been exceptionally well, and especially India, around 20% export has been given to India from Bhutan. Then tourism is one of the main driving forces of the Bhutan's economy, as it is considered to be a beautiful scenic country, very peaceful, very hygienic, very clean. So there is a lot of tourism, and people globally like to visit the country. Then the brand Bhutan. Over the years, Bhutan has actually worked very hard on themselves to build a brand for themselves, and that has really worked whenever it comes to tourism. The scenic beauty, the monasteries, etc. has been very good in the country, and especially the textile sector is also coming up in the country. So these are three of the very prominent aspects on which the country has worked really well in the last few years. Now let us talk about what are the advantages of least developed country. It is not that if a country has the tag of the least developed country, that does not mean that the country is not performing good or does not have any kind of incentives. No, if a country comes under the least developed countries tag, then it has certain kind of advantages also attached to it. So it is not that if Bhutan has come out of the criteria of the least developed countries, that does not mean that the Bhutan won't be having any disadvantages. Now there will be few aspects where Bhutan will have to work very hard on itself, because earlier being a part of the least developed countries, they were getting these incentives, but now they won't be getting these incentives because they won't be a part of the least developed country. So few of the advantages of the least developed countries are, that is, the least developed countries get certain economic benefits from the listed or the developed countries. So whenever a least developed country sends some kind of exports to a developed country, then the developed country will not charge any import duty on it and will have to accept those exports as it is. So the least developed countries enjoy duty-free and quota-free access to the markets of the developed countries. So this is a very big advantage that the least developed countries get. This is not something which is very small. This is a very big advantage, that their exports would be duty-free and also quota-free. Then they are also eligible for loans with special terms for development, and these special terms can be that the least developed countries will have lower interest rates and the longer repayment time. So they can get loans easily, and the repayment time is also longer, and plus the interest rate is also lower. Then the official development assistance or aid is given as support. So aid is given from a developed country to a developing country or a least developed country. So see, when the aid is given to a least developed country, then that aid can be used for any kind of reforms or any kind of societal purposes or any kind of, to meet their fundamental requirement or promote sustainable economic growth and development and fight poverty. So this official development assistance or aid works really well for the least developed countries. So now that Bhutan would come out of the category of the least developed countries, Bhutan would not be eligible for these kind of benefits. So this is how things actually works. And in the end also I am saying that this list was by United Nations, not by the World Trade Organization. See, when we talk about the World Trade Organization, because whenever we talk about the developed countries or the developing country or the least developed country, what tends to comes to our mind is the WTO classification. So WTO itself does not, I am again saying WTO itself does not categorize countries as developed and developing countries. What they measure is a country themselves tells that whether they are developed or whether they are developing. What WTO does is other countries can put a question over a country's remark of it themselves as being developed or developing. But WTO themselves, no, they do not give any kind of criteria to any country. So in the end, it's time for the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And this says, consider the following statement. First one says that WTO defines countries to be developed and developing, as I've just told you. Second is, members cannot announce for themselves whether they are developed or developing countries. So which of the statements given above are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. You should be able to solve this one and try to solve it and give me the answer in the comment section. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.